Hello, and welcome to Reddit Campfire Tales, where we read the best stories from Reddit round a campfire. In this video, we have 3 stories to share with you. The Barbie movie is the reason I got over my ex. Am I the a-hole for not wanting my POLYCULE parents at my wedding? And am I the a-hole for putting down my ex-girlfriend's dog without consulting her?
The Barbie movie is the reason I got over my ex. This contains spoilers for the Barbie movie. Bear that in mind. I, 18F, have known my ex, 20M, for about a year. We met in July 2022 and instantly hit it off. By August, we had already started dating. However, it didn't last long. He broke up with me in October because he thought he was too toxic for me. We stayed friends. It didn't take us long to become a situationship, friends with benefits. On the outside, we appeared as a couple, without actually being a couple. If anything, whenever people called us a couple, it was me that corrected them because my ex never said anything. That quickly ended too. In March, he blocked me on everything and ghosted our whole mutual friend group. I was devastated. He came back around mid-May and apologized about everything, and told me he missed me. Me, who was depressed and not thinking, let him back with open arms. This time we weren't like how we were before. I started every conversation, he was super distant, etc. A few weeks ago, he cut me off for good. He told me he didn't want to talk to me ever again. I was super upset. I became depressed again. Flash forward to a few days ago. I went to go see the Barbie movie with my mom and sister. I expected it to just be some family movie about Barbie. Oh boy, was I wrong. I saw myself in Ken. At the start of the movie, when it said Barbie always had a good day. Ken only had a good day when Barbie looked at him, then continued to show his efforts to get Barbie to notice him. I almost cried. When it got to the I'm Just Ken song, I was bawling. I had been just like Ken for the past year, and thought my ex was a part of me. When I left the theater, I had felt like I changed. My ex isn't a part of me and I can stand on my own. I'm going to go see Barbie again tomorrow. I am enough. AITA for not wanting my POLYCULE parents at my wedding? My parents are in a POLYCULE relationship with a man. I've always been mildly uncomfortable with it, just due to a variety of features about the whole thing. For starters, the man is as young as I am, and he basically now lives in my former room growing up. I don't say anything about it, as it's their life, and they can live it as they like. But, and I'll be completely honest here, all of it sort of discomforts me. Nevertheless, I have my own life and I still love them, and I try not to think of that in any capacity. They are happy and that's good for them. With that background out of the way, I am getting married soon and I wanted my parents to be there, of course. They were happy for me and it was great. Then my fiancé and I got to arranging everything for the wedding, and we eventually began arranging the seating. I wanted to run my seating plan by my parents as they know some people better, so I emailed it to them and asked them to look it over. They looked it over and then they called me that I had missed a seat for Dave, fake name for the other man. I told them I didn't think Dave would be coming. They said they would be all coming and I said I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I tried to tiptoe to gently tell them to not bring Dave, but they were insistent, so I was frank with them. I told them I was uncomfortable with Dave coming and I wanted to share my special day with them, not Dave. I tried to explain why I didn't think it was appropriate. At this point, things took a turn for the worse. We had a back and forth which basically devolved into a fight. Eventually, they basically said they'd much rather just not come if they couldn't come as a couple. I, in a moment of anger, then said great, then don't come, in a passive-aggressive tone. I haven't talked to my parents since then. In a way, I feel like they've changed so much from when I was young. I still love them, and I still wanted them to come, but all of this is just not how I imagined my wedding going. It's their life to live, but this is my wedding. It's supposed to be about me and my fiancé surrounded by people we cherish. Dave and I have no relationship. He is a stranger to me and, respectfully, I genuinely am completely fine with that. I want them to come, but if they want to bring Dave, I much rather they just don't. I love them, but I don't want Dave there. So, am I the a-hole? AITA for putting down my ex-girlfriend's dog, without consulting her.
I am 30, have an ex, F28, who broke up with me 4 months ago to take a job overseas.
It sucked, but I dealt with it. She left behind some stuff, which is still in storage, and her dog James. She has had James for 12 years. I only made his acquaintance 6 years ago. We are brothers. James was very cool with staying with me. He is used to my apartment, and my neighborhood. I made sure to keep his diet and routine the same, because he was an old fussbot, and would whine if I got him a treat he hadn't tried before. Until I tried to take it away. Then he would snatch it up and run under my bed. Unfortunately, he got a twisted stomach. He was an old dog, and the vet said that the surgery would be expensive, and that there would be no guarantee that James would wake up. I cried my eyes out, and asked the vet to please send James over the Rainbow Bridge. My ex's mom saw me the other day and asked about James. I told her what happened, and she said she was sorry. But she also called her daughter, who then called me to call me a petty a-hole for putting down her dog to spite her. I hung up, and blocked her on everything. I did everything I could to keep him happy after she left. I didn't do this to hurt her. I did it because I thought it was the right thing to do for James. Maybe I could have contacted her to pay for the surgery, but she takes days, weeks, to get back to me. Am I the a-hole?
Comment down below, and be sure to subscribe for more Reddit tales around the campfire.